UT Martin head coach Jason Simpson, Skyhawks 38-31 over Missouri State. Now 1-1 this season, 1-0 against FCS teams. They're going to play Houston Christian this week, host them, played them last year in Houston. So, Coach, just some thoughts on your team, and then we'll go to some questions.
Okay, great. Obviously, happy with the win. Gets an out-of-conference opponent from Missouri Valley. Played some really good football in the first half to get a 24-7 lead. Very, very proud and thought there was a lot of growth, obviously, from one week to the next in the first half. Third quarter, a lull, a couple 3-and-outs. Still had the 10-point lead going to the fourth quarter. Give them credit. Their quarterback did a nice job staying in there and making some throws and taking some hits, and they made some plays. So to get a couple more scores in the fourth quarter, and had to get one more stop. So a lot of things to learn from that we can do better. But like I said, give Missouri State some credit in the second half, some adjustments, some plays that they made. But it's always good to make those corrections coming off a win, and look forward to being at home again this week.
If anybody's got questions for Coach Simpson, let me know down in the chat, and I will call on you. So last year you came up a little bit short against them. You talked about winning these non-league games are important for your resume. So just whether the second half was as good as you wanted it to be or not, just talk about getting the win being the most important thing.
Well, that I addressed the team with that. In the last 5 years, Missouri Valley has had 22 playoff participants, and the OVC has had 7. To whether we agree or disagree, all right. But they've had some really good teams and got a lot of credibility in their conference, with that playoff committee. But 22-7, all right. So something we're proud of is the last 3 times we played Missouri Valley opponent, we're 2-1. So and I think SEMO has held their own as well. I think I'm right on that. So anyway, that was something that was on our players' mind, and it was good that they had an opportunity to to back that up.
Sam Franklin, I guess we could talk about him and just what he did. The most yards by any NCAA player, any level so far this year.
No, I had a really good game. He's a good back. Very proud of him. I thought all of our backs ran well. Just obviously he had the hot hand and got 20 carries, but some big runs, some really good blocking on the perimeter. Our offensive line did some really good things, collected a lot of movement. Our quarterback chipped in 66 yards rushing, which helped us as well. So good for Sam and the offensive line and the tight ends and the receivers. That was totally a team effort in the run game.
And there we go. Let's go to Dan with the question. Go ahead, Dan.
Morning, Coach. We cover the 4 Illinois schools, so obviously Eastern and Western coming to the league next year, and of course I know you're familiar with Illinois State and Southern, but it's kind of a follow-up on Kyle's first question. Do we in the media and we as fans put too much emphasis on these, OVC, Missouri Valley games, or for that matter, OVC versus any other conference?
No, I don't think you put too much emphasis on it, but just, give our league credit when we do win them. Okay. And that's why we play these these out of league matchups and stuff. Last year we lost them. We lost to Missouri State. We lost to Kennesaw State. So and we didn't get in. So hopefully we'll continue to play better. But no, you guys gotta have some measuring stick. I get it. So that's so you play them, and if you win, then hopefully there's some rewards that come with it.
And I guess as a follow-up to that, not so much the fans and the media, but the playoff committee. Obviously those games mean something too.
You hope so. I forgot about this. I forget what year it was, 2020, and it was 6-1, 6 teams out of Missouri Valley in, and only one in the OVC. So hopefully we can all continue to play better football and win some out of conference games and maybe change that narrative.
Yeah, I appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
And let's talk about Dalen Dotson, just what he did. Like he was in every play. He really stuffed the stat sheet. But what did you see from him just watching?
Just kind of a normal game. Be honest with you, he just kind of picked up from where he left off from last year. Practices really well. and enjoys improving his game. I thought I thought the whole D line played well. And we were playing without two starters as well on that D line, and without a starting corner too. So we had three guys on defense out. But I thought Jared Johnson played well, the nose tackle. He was kind of our tough guy of the week. Had a forced fumble, ran down the field 30 yards and chasing the ball and made a play. But I'm pleased with that group. We need to continue to get quality play from that defensive line.
So you went to Houston Christian last year. What have you seen from them so far this year? Similar to what you saw last year, or a little different?
No, in my opinion, where we're approaching it in team meeting yesterday, entirely new team, new coaching staff. Not even watching the tape from last year. So everything's working off of 2-game breakdown and some other places where their coaches have been in the past, and trying to develop tendencies as best you can off of that. I don't know if I'm 100% right on this, but I think there's 17 to 19 new starters on their team, so totally different team. Last year has no bearing on this year's game.
And would you expect, are they more pass oriented, more run oriented? What have you seen in those 2 games you've watched?
Yeah, offensively, they've got their philosophy, with the bigger splits and, play with a little tempo and, push the ball down the field with a quality run game. And, was able to score 20-something points against Western Kentucky. Defensively, first game, the opponent didn't really stress them too much. All right, so they were able to get after them, and this week they did some good things. Got some quality players, some good athletes running around, a good scheme. So we got a good matchup this week.
And finally, just playing at home. So how you get to play at home again? How was that? Just that opening game, this atmosphere this past week?
I was very pleased. I appreciate our administration, Kirk McGuffin and his staff, and it was a good crowd, Parents' Day, and I just thought everything looked nice, and it was a good, quality OVC environment. I was very pleased with it. I think we're 15-1 in our last 16 games here at home. So, we got to take advantage of the home field opportunities that we have.
Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it.